Tracking developments for us outside the Randburg Magistrate's Court where that trial is unfolding is eNCA's Janke Tolmay. Janke, it comes as a surprise that this one charge of culpable homicide has been withdrawn. Just take us through some of the state's reasoning behind, even though Nanki Mashaba had this pre-existing condition, behind withdrawing this charge against Zuma.
It was quite interesting, and I have to be honest, when I was doing some research on this story yesterday, I was also not quite sure if Duduzane Zuma was going to face 1 or 2 counts of culpable homicide. This is because back in 2015 there was an inquest that looked into the incident, and a court found that Duduzane Zuma was negligent in causing the death of Dube, but not Mashaba, because she died later in hospital a couple of weeks after. So the court then recommended that Duduzane Zuma face culpable homicide charges, but only in the case of the first victim, who instantly died when his motor vehicle slammed into the back of the minibus taxi. So when also AfriForum, the rights group, then decided to pursue the matter, considering a private prosecution of Duduzane Zuma, they also then just acted on the case of Dube, saying that they're going to support her family and they want to see justice for her family. And I could imagine that that was based on the findings of that inquest. But still, the eNCA then did decide to go forward with 2 counts of culpable homicide. When I did put it to them yesterday and asked them for clarification, they did tell me that this would be addressed as soon as possible at the start of the trial, and that's when we saw the state then withdrawing that charge, obviously seeing that they do not have a strong enough case, or they're not confident that they have a winnable case or beyond reasonable doubt, and that's why they then decided to withdraw the 1 count. But that still leaves one charge of culpable homicide and negligent driving that Duduzane Zuma is currently facing in court.
So some technical evidence being heard in court there. Zuma, of course, according to his version of what unfolded on the day that the accident happened, was that he had gone through a puddle and that the car had then sort of skidded into the taxi. So there's some testimony from a climatologist who actually talked about there being no rainfall on that particular day between the early hours of the morning and early on in the evening.
Yes, we have to remember that they said that it was raining on that evening when Duduzane Zuma, in a statement this morning, read out in court, said that he did lose control of the vehicle accidentally. It wasn't he wasn't driving recklessly. So the first witness that was called by the state was from the South African Weather Service, who said it is possible that there could be rain in some parts, while in other parts there aren't any rain and it's not that far apart from each other. So that was the first witness. We are already on the second witness currently, and that is the representative from Porsche, and it seems like they are really going into and focusing on the safety of his motor vehicle on that night when last it was, for example, serviced, what type of tires you would use on this type of car. But the thing is, the defense has now started cross-examining this witness, starting by asking the witness to confirm that they are not an engineer, neither are they accident reconstruction expert. So trying to kind of tear into this witness right from the start.
All right, well, thanks very much for giving us a sense of what's unfolding there inside that courtroom in the Randburg Magistrate's Court.